Alright, welcome to the advanced psychology students. This video is going to explain to you how to do the project for the digital brain presentation. This is a project that we will not present in class, but you're going to upload a link to the presentation in Schoology that I'll then correct. So to find this, again, you're in the advanced psychology course. If you look on the right hand side, you're going to see stuff that's coming up. This might look a little different for you because it might have other course information as well. But this is the one, the project digital brain presentation. That's the assignment, so you can left click on that if you want to, or you can left click on assignment and then left click on the project digital brain presentation. Now this is the rubric that I'm going to use to grade the assignment. It basically describes all of the things that you need. You can use a tool like Poplet or Prezi to complete this. The tool should take people through the key structures and functions of the entire nervous system. So you see right here it says page 55, 62, 64, 65, 68, and so on. Everything that's on the graphics on those pages needs to be addressed in some form or fashion in your digital presentation project. Now, one of those pictures is the divisions of the nervous system. One is like the lobes of the brain. It doesn't have to be pictures that are identical to the ones that are on those pages. You could find extra pictures that subdivide it if you want to. It's up to you. But just make sure that you have all of the items that are on those pages somehow in the digital brain description, the digital brain project. So you also have to describe the key parts. So ideally you'd have a picture that would say like occipital lobe, and then below that you would have a description that says center of the brain for vision, and like another sentence there. You don't need a huge paragraph, like a couple sentences for each thing. Remember, with this you need something about structure and something about function. So what is the part? Physically, what is it? And then what does it do? Structure is what is it? Like, where is it located? How big is it, roughly? What system is it part of? And then function means what does it do? Now, in addition to that, you also have to make sure that you relate this to your specific group project. So if you have something that talks about how traumatic brain injuries affect the brain, or how concussion affects the brain, you then would have a section of your digital brain presentation where you specifically go through how concussions affect the brain, and then also talk about how that makes learning more difficult or whatever, and specifically you need to mention which systems of the brain are thought to be affected by this piece, okay? Now remember, you should have a Noodle tool set up where you're saving your sources. That's going to help you later when we do the final presentation, so be including that stuff so that you have it for later. Okay, so now let's talk about different tools that you could use. Again, one that I mentioned was Prezi. What I want is something that has a picture of the brain that you're going to click on, and it would zoom you in or take you to that specific part of the brain. So if you had an image like this one here, the second one, where it's got different lobes in the brain, you could like click on the different lobe. This, I don't like this image. It's a little off. It's not set up correctly. But if you clicked on specific parts of the brain, it would like zoom you in and take you to those parts. So here, if you look at this image for Prezi, it's got a picture of the brain. In Prezi, it lets you actually take like little sections and zoom them in on a physical feature. So you could take a picture of the brain and you could put like a little circle bubble back here, similar to this thing, that you would click on, it'd be occipital lobe. And then you could put a little circle bubble like this over here and it would take you to the cerebellum. Or you could put one down here and it would take you to the brainstem. So something that actually for the first image that I look at has the brain and then allows you to zoom in to different parts, that's what visually I'm looking for. Now, if you decide to do a Poplet instead of a Prezi, that setup's a little different. That has little boxes that connect to each other. That's fine as well. So however you create this project, just make sure that you're addressing all those key parts from the rubric. Make sure it looks neat and professional. Make sure everybody's helping with it also. So this is a group project. You got to do it all collectively together, but I can't really grade this separately. So make sure you're clear about who's doing what and you guys are sharing the work for this piece. So I found a couple of different Prezis on here, and all of these have some things with them that are good. and a lot of them have some things with them that aren't as good. This one that I found has kind of like the circle style, kind of winding together. Again, if you had something that looked like the brain and you could click on it to find it, that would be good. This one here has a brain, but again, I would like it so that you would like literally would click on the brain. You just wouldn't like scroll through and get to the different parts. But if you were on this and you clicked on the brain, it would zoom you to the specific part that you were at. So again, if you look at the rubric here, it describes everything you need. Make sure that you include all of the images, structure, and function from these pages. It could be separate images, it could be all one together. Just make sure you're listing and explaining each of those parts. And make sure it looks professional, and like it says in the last category, make sure that you're relating it to your project. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Thank you.